Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another Honda exhaust, so yay! But at least this one, you know, it's gonna be pretty cool actually. You know, it's kind of going against the social norm. This is a K-swap. You know, everybody that is a regular viewer recognizes the car. This is Doge's K-swap EK, his eggplant hatch as he calls it. But the issue is that, you know, the full 3-inch stainless exhaust that we built before, you know, doesn't really, I don't know, it's a little loud. You know, Doge is an older guy, and mostly Arizona Motorsports Park out here does not, it just doesn't pass. And we've tried restrictor setups, we've tried turnaway tips, and it's a struggle. And so we're just gonna downsize, and it's not really gonna restrict the flow. It's not a high horsepower car anyway, so it's just trying to maintain it and give it some better noise per se. Like the exhaust note now is good, so we'll do a quick before and after before I get started. But let me show you what we're working with. So just to refresh you folks, this is what we're looking like. So obviously beautiful K-swap. We just redid the intake here because we had a different one before, but we went with a more true cold air style because before it kind of just came back and down, I believe. But anyway, topic of discussion is exhaust. So let me kind of show you a little bit under here what we're looking like. So got the big vibrant muffler, got nice 3-inch pipe. Granted, this is not as nice as we're using now because this is old SD fab, old me, so this isn't the new velocity spec stuff. So, you know, if you guys recognize this logo on this box, we got some pretty stuff to work with here. So we got ourselves a big old boy of a stainless bros muffler. Now dimensionally, this is the same as the vibrant one, but you know, vibrant's muffler is good, but I'm very excited to hear how this one sounds because I've personally still haven't got the customer base that's willing to pay this type of money for material, and these mufflers are not cheap. And we got 3 of them. Well, 2.5 resonator, whatever. So got this beautiful stainless bros resonator, beautiful stainless bros mini muffler. We got some 90-degree elbows, nice O2 bong, and we got some straight. So this is all 2.5 inch because, again, trying to tone it down a little bit. And yeah, I guess it's just gonna be like any other exhaust thing. So I'm letting this thing cool off really quick. So there's no real, you know, cool way to go about this. I have to run Doge back home here shortly. We do have to put a different bumper on. He is changing up the look of the car a little bit, so the exhaust cutouts are gonna be slightly different. So we're gonna test fit that really quick. But you want to just do a quick sound check, get a before and after. So we'll show you guys what the 3-inch sounds like. I'll get back a little bit so it doesn't blow out the mic a little bit because, you know, it does breathe. So definitely not bad. Under load, it's a little bit deeper, obviously. Free revving, it's usually a little bit higher pitch. But something else that's really gonna deepen this 2.5 inch up is, you know, everybody's, you know, I don't even know. There's no beating around the bush. We're trying to be compliant. For all you feds watching, this is a cat, so suck my butt. And yeah, I don't know, gonna get started. So I didn't even get to work on this truck yesterday because there's just been a whole lot of stuff going on, so that's not in this video, so I'm not going to explain it. But we got the bumper put on, well, I should say Doge did. So I don't know exactly which bumper this is, to be honest, but it looks pretty sweet. But the big thing is this old muffler does not fit with this bumper, which is part of the reason why he wants to change it up for the aesthetic. Well, fitment, and obviously because it's too loud for what he's liking right now. So bumper is mocked up in place. We got it taped up. I'll probably throw a little bit more just because I don't want it to fall off because I see it sagging a little bit. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and finish pulling the rest of the exhaust off when we get this thing started up. But yes, we do have a high flow cat. Like I said, you saw all the other parts on the table over there. And then we are just converting back to donut style flanges. We're moving on to the portion now where we can start building the rest of the exhaust. The header is all done. The cat has been added, the O2 bung, the secondary O2 bung has been added. So normally I would just start straight after that, but the thing that I have to account for is we, like I mentioned, are adding quite a bit of muffler resonator combos, so I have to make sure I can fit everything. Now the idea was that we take the smaller bullet style, I think it's a race muffler technically because the style, or I don't think it's a resonator, but we're gonna take the stubbier, chubby one, and we're ideally gonna try and put it up right here, right in this straight. So according to my calculations, it should fit, but now that we have the car in the air, exhaust off, and piece in hand, let's actually see if it will fit. So realistically, this is what we're looking like. Put the 90 in there to kick it out, and so we won't be able to tuck it super high because the canister size is obviously kind of thick, but he's not low, he's a functional height, so we'll just have to try and make sure it stays somewhere in this area, but it does look like it's gonna fit. So you guys are kind of standing in my way here. Let me zoom you out, so I can't really put myself in line with the rest of this, but we will try just to make sure this is gonna work. So ideally the pipe needs to come down right along the frame rail here, like right beside it. So yeah, you know what, I think that should work out nicely. Stick the other 90 right in this side. So it'll be a little long coming out of the tunnel, but we will make that work. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm going to attach this just as is because gotta kind of build from the middle out in this scenario. Okay, so this is always the trickier part, or more time-consuming part for me, and this is just going over the rear end here because it's just a little tedious. Like in theory, yeah, it's just like you can take a 45 or a 90, split it in two, or take two 45s. You're kind of just going like, bam, straight over. But getting that straight and then shooting it back over, for me, I just struggle with that part. So that's what I'm working on right now. You can see I've got this section all made up right here with the other donut flange. I got to tack that in place. I'm just leaving it hanging where it's at because it is slip jointed. Give me a little bit more room to work with, and for now, or at the moment, I'm just trying to sort out this guy. So, because it also has to come up pretty straight, but it has to clear, obviously, for the sway bar and everything. So, it's a little tedious. And then the other issue right now is I gotta guesstimate this the best I can, tack it up, and then start figuring out the muffler situation because, that's gonna be its whole own ordeal right here. But yeah, the rest of it's gone pretty smooth. The rest of it's pretty easy. It's just this last little section that's always the tricky one for me. Got this section all tied up or tacked together. Let me tell you, it was not easy because this angle up here, this joint, definitely gonna have to purge that because that's got a bit of a gap to it. So I want to make sure that that's getting filled appropriately. The rest of it looks okay, but yeah, just this midsection go over the arm, like I don't know why. I always struggle so much with it, but muffler's tacked up. I'm gonna go ahead and weld this section out. And then probably do the hangers last. I guess I do have to add the hangers now because I don't want to have to drag the welder back over here. So yeah, all right. So the tip will be last because I'm gonna try and figure out some sort of, I want to try and make a rolled tip. Now he could have bought one, but I don't know. Making them by hand I've never done before, so I think it'll be cool to try. Yeah, I got some more hanger rods. So let's try and build up some hangers really quick and see if we can't get this thing sitting because I'd also like to get the hangers on and rest it on the ground because I'm concerned about the clearance over here because I always forget how much you need. But because of this muffler, I already had to dent the trunk up and we're barely not touching. So yeah, let's hope for the best. All right, so we are at the part where we're dropping it. As you can see, I'm on the lift. and we see if it fits. It's all tacked up. Just want to make sure we have enough clearance. If we do, over the control arm, then I just start pulling it apart and welding it, and we'll be good. Alright, so it looks like we got enough clearance. Exhaust doesn't hang too low. The muffler back there, or you know, in the middle there coming over, that does hang a little bit low. But you know, there's literally nowhere to tuck it. And again, he's not, you know, super low. He's not a stance guy, so looks like it should be good. And then yeah, just gotta worry about a tip, and then probably add one more hanger somewhere if I can, just so it doesn't jiggle as much. But yeah, overall we're looking good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go get some lunch because I am so very exhausted. It has been hectic not doing this, just I don't know, all of it, everything. I'm tired, I'm hungry, so go get some food, weld this thing out. So got some food, now I'm a little bit more, you know, composed, so I decided to do the rolled tip. So first time doing this, basically as I understand it, we're going to take a flared piece like this that I just made. We're going to take the next size up, so this is a 2.5 because that's what we're working with on the exhaust, and this is a 3. Although I'm not going to end up putting this to the tip, I think it'll be easier if I just flush weld this to the canister. So we just take that, slip it in like that, and then you can see it's got the, you know, the roll in there. See if that'll focus up on there. Stop focusing on me. But yeah, and then we'll just weld the seams, just pulse weld it, and then depending on how that looks, normally people blend it, but if it looks cool, I may just leave that. But I'm gonna go ahead, pull this thing out, we're gonna weld it out, and then get this taken care of, and we should be done. And then we can hear how it sounds, which I'm very excited to hear. Muffler section all welded up. That gap up here worked out pretty well with just a pulse and a purge, and then I just added the badge down in right here on the bottom side. See, I wish I could keep this mirror polish finish, but it's so hard without scratching stuff up. But then if you tape it, you know, the tape residue sticks from the heat, so I don't know how to do that yet. But the rolled tip came out sick. First time ever making one. I could have blended the edges a little bit better, but I think I over flared my piece just a little bit, so it was a little uneven, but it looks pretty dang good for my first time, if I gotta say. And I was able to add a little color since I wasn't able to deburr in the backside over here too well, so I just used a very low amp pulse and was able to get just a little bit of some gold back there. So that's gonna look really sick when it's, you know, on the car and heat cycled. So all that's left is I still gotta drop the midsection, weld that out. I believe there's 7 more weld joints on there. So that's probably gonna keep, you know, that's probably gonna take me another hour. It is 5 o'clock in the evening right now. I've been here since like 7 working on this thing, minus like an hour for phone calls and lunch and stuff. So yeah, doing it right, doing it nice. It definitely takes a hot minute. And yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping Doge loves this though, because this looks so much better than the first one, because the last one we did, I was in my backyard still working on it. So now that I've gained, you know, probably 2-3 years of experience since we built that old one, I don't know, he should love it. Okay, finally all finished up. Came out pretty slick. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this hung up, bolt up the control arm, because this is why I don't like doing these types of joints, because they don't fit well elsewhere, and so you usually have to have like a section like that. So I had to drop the LCA because the piping is a bit bigger than stock, obviously, and I'll have to put that back up with the sway bar end link to bolt this all up. Okie dokie, it is finally all done. I know it's dark under here, you know, but just take a gander. We're looking pretty decent. Well, bam, right to the tip. So the bumper is kind of fitting weird. I know the exhaust pulled a little bit just from welding it, but I also undid the tape because when I was trying to take this off, I was seeing if maybe I could just pull the bumper out instead of doing the control arm. But anyway, I think I got that sorted. I'm just gonna tape the bumper back up, and let's test fire this thing, see how she sounds. All right. Where's the key at, though? Oh. Alrighty. Let's freaking go. This thing's definitely pretty quiet. I can tell it's gonna have a good sound though, so let's finish warming it up and give you some revs. And then when Doge comes to pick it up tomorrow, we'll get some flybys. Well, that definitely sounds way different. So yeah, no, it definitely sounds good. I'm excited to hear when all the sound packing breaks in, because then it's going to give it a whole different type of sound. Because mind you, we got, you know, the big muffler, the race muffler, resonator, and a high flow cat on here. So yeah, after a few drive cycles, this thing's going to sound so much deeper, and it's going to sound so good. So I'm going to go ahead, clean up, and we'll see you guys in the morning when Doge gets here, and get some sound clips for you guys rolling down the street. All right, good morning, guys. We're back at the shop here. We're just swapping the bumpers over right now. I just want to give you one last look at the muffler section, since a lot of that was hidden by the bumper. So we're looking pretty cleaned up here. Some nice hanger work. So yeah, we already did the test start for you. I figured just have you maybe do a pull up the street or something when you leave and get an outside sound clip. But yeah. Oh boy.
I like how you clock that. That's cool.
That's what I was going for with all of it. So you can see the stainless bros there, you can see the stainless bros there, and you can see it here.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick. That's good, man.
Not too
hood
bad.
props are really fucking nice too. Good tight fitment.
I like getting fancy with the hangers nowadays. Now that I have the rod bender and stuff, like so much better than trying to reuse old stuff and like clean it up.
Right.
But
well, it just goes on. You're not having to sit there on the grinder a whole
this
bunch.
wasn't plugged into nothing, right? You said you were waiting. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's it. Yeah, I just had it sort of like tucked up and dangling.
Yeah, it was like 6:30 yesterday, and I'm already exhausted. I'm just like, where the fuck did the connector go?
Sorry. Yeah. My laziness still in play. I have a wideband that I haven't wired in yet because I keep wiring in more stuff, and I'm like, I should have planned this from the start. But yeah. So eventually I'll get that set up. And I got my printer. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, kitty.
Sweet.
So yeah, no, she's
oh, yeah, man.
freaking tall. Yeah, you can see the clearance is super close there, but just enough.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. I'm stoked. Yeah, and I'm hoping that OE stuff is gonna, OE style, right, is gonna be a little bit better. I don't know what it is about my driving or just dailying stuff. It just loosens those V-bands up like no other.
Yeah, it could have just been that they were the cheaper ones, so the clamps themselves probably were bad, and then maybe the heat cycling on the thinner material warped the flanges.
I agree. Yeah, I changed one of the flanges, or one of the clamps out, and it helped for a bit, and then it went away.
Yeah.
I got the man.
Yeah, that way if anybody happens to peer under to peep the, all the stuff, they can be like, oh, shoot. I just love, like, I'm stoked that I got good welds there, like pretty ones, and the color is there, because, like, stuff that people immediately see, I like it to try and look a little bit better than my normal stuff.
Yeah, and it looks so tucked with that other bumper, too. Eventually I'm going to get this body work done, so yeah, don't mind this, guys, but yeah, I'll have the other body work done, and you saw it, I think, on the other shots, it tucked up in there perfectly, so.
Yeah, so the only thing we may have to do a little bit more of is smacking the trunk in. It's very close there, because with these OE rubber style hangers and then the ball joint clamps, the exhaust can, articulate a little bit more, so, but that's easy, and he already has Dynamat in there, so it's not like it's damaging the trunk. I mean, damaging, but paint's not flaking off and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing put back on the ground. I got this Exo Corvette I got to start working on, so we're just gonna get a sound clip or two from Dr. Doge here, and we'll be able to wrap this video up. So that cold start a little bit quieter? Or no?
Oh, it's nice. Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't tell because I totally forgot what it sounded like before, like on a cold start.
It kind of had that harsher, that kind of quick rasp, that they did, just that intake sound and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely quieter already.
Sweet. It's got a good deep note to it, especially like just cruising when he was pulling away right before that last clip. So again, once the sound packing is, you know, heat cycled a few times, it'll deepen up that tone a little bit.
Like that, man. It's nice.
Yeah. After it's all broken in, get a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
It's got a good tone when you're just normally driving too.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, there you guys have it. That thing is freaking sounding good. Like, I don't know. I think it sounds great. Doge is liking it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. It's so crazy just how much air that those K-Series engines move. I mean, those things really push some air. So it's like, even with that 2.5 inch, like it is pretty moderate under normal throttle like cruising, but once you open those things up, man, they just scream. But it has a good tone, and again, we'll have to get an update video a little bit later on after a few drive cycles. We're hitting the road to California this weekend to go to a BMW meet at the Peterson Car Museum. So he's gonna trip that out there and, you know, see how it does. And, you know, it's kind of his pregame for Tail of the Dragon later this year. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you've considered subscribing at this point. You want to stick around. If you want to help support the channel further, I do emerge in the big cartel. I got a P.O. box. You can send me stuff too. And if you're local, come get some fab work done. Let's get you set up right. So do what you love. Forget about the rest. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. It's hot. I'm going home. Deuces.